Right, episode 188 of the Kop TV. Myself, AGT, and Doyle. We're back in the studio. I do apologise if you've tried to watch us or listen to us this morning. We've had some production difficulties, but we are back now in the new studio. So smash that like button. Get your comments in. How excited are you for this season-defining week for Liverpool, where we play Real Madrid, who have won 3 out of 3 in the Champions League so far, and then Manchester City, who seem back to winning ways. And Haaland is banging the goals, and we could be banging trouble if we get one of them against us.
That would have bloody good one, that one, buddy.
But big up to everyone who's still rocking with us in the chat.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Thank you for sticking
Thanks
with
for
us,
the patience.
as Doyle says. Sound and vision. We're back in the building. Are we back in the building?
Hopefully nothing goes wrong now, you know what I mean?
Come on, we should be
We're
alright.
back, buddy.
We should
Right, let me continue where I left off. Okay, so talking about the game. It's a game that Liverpool should have won. We're playing at Anfield. We're playing against a team who likes to play out from the back, which fits right into our plan. We love a high press, and they give us plenty of opportunities to score bags of goals. And literally, our first goal came from them, passing it out at the back with a poor pass from Martinez. Fantastic assist, by the way, lad, you little sausage. Nice one for that. But that's why right now, I'm not saying that we're back. It's a team that, out of all these 3 fixtures that we just had, I expected us to win. Going against the Real Madrid and the City now will really tell us how we feel,
where we are.
And where we are at the moment, because it almost feels a bit cruel to just get finally get the win, and then it's like, well, you've got to play 2 of the biggest boys in football, in the football world, mate. This is 2 of the best teams in the world right now, so scary, but probably a test that we needed, and we're being thrown right back into the deep end again. So let's see how they respond. But I definitely enjoyed Saturday night. It was really lovely to finally win. It was really lovely to see the lads putting up a fight, a nice performance, some good passages of play. Lovely to see Dom pulling the strings, being a maestro. He is unbelievable. Lovely to see Mo back confident again. Honestly, a win's a win, so we're happy with that, but we're not back yet. I think if we beat Real Madrid, big if, and if we beat City, another massive if, then I'll say, yeah, we're back, definitely, because they're the top echelons of football, so if you can beat them, you can beat anybody, really.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like we've, obviously won. We've stopped the rut of losing so many games in a row, and like you say, we could have done with a nice little PSV at home in the Champions League this week,
and then Wolves on the weekend.
But you know what? My feeling is like, you've got to test yourself against the big boys, and we are not in the best place right now. But with that win, it gives you the confidence to go into these games against the big boys and think, right, let's test ourselves and see where we are, what the barometer is of how we compare up to, Real Madrid and Manchester City at the minute. We've already beaten Arsenal. We thought that was a massive game, and it was. Yeah. We got through that. It's one of those weeks that you could look back on in April and May and go, do you remember that time when we beat Real Madrid, we beat Man City, and then obviously after that there is a more favourable run going up to
well, that's what we did last season.
November.
We beat them
literally
too,
did this,
and then kicked on, didn't we? And really went on a winning streak. And I remember everyone saying, look at this run that Liverpool's got, this is where they're going to fall off. We absolutely annihilated all of the teams. Went so far ahead in the first half of the season that the second half we basically took our foot off the gas. So it's big what these 2 fixtures can do mentality wise. And yes, I would much prefer to have won a game going into these fixtures than have drawn or lost, of course. So it should do something for the lads. And these 2 teams in particular that we're talking about as well, in Real Madrid and City, they're going to play football against us. They're not going to do the long balls and the throw-ins. Having said that, I still believe that on a slot, mate, you're going to have to find a way to deal with the long balls and the long throw-ins, because that's football. Not everyone's going to come to play the game against
the international break. But you make a really good point, because these games are against 2 of the top teams in the world. So, even though they can still go direct, we saw yesterday with Man City, Bournemouth played such a high line. It took one pass 2 times, mate, to get Haaland through. I don't think we play a high line as high as that.
No, we don't.
And Real Madrid's Haaland is Mbappe. He does that as well, where he just runs through, and teams play such a high line against him. So there'll be a different kind of setup tactically, formation potentially as well for the next two games. So again, it's about Liverpool to go and test themselves, do our thing. But I did see a stat, right? When Real Madrid smashed up Barcelona a couple of weeks ago, I think they had 31% possession.
So they like to give the opposition.
So they almost don't mind, and this was the same last year, right? When we played them, they don't really mind the fact that Liverpool will have most of the ball. When they get the ball, they are looking for Mbappe.
I said this to you, right, didn't I? When we were playing, I can't remember what team, Brentford. I said, why don't we let them have the ball? There should be a shift in tactics, in my opinion. Right, so they want to do long balls and they want to do long throw-ins. So let them have the ball. I know we like to dominate the football, but sometimes you've got to be that change and find out what can work for you, because right now it's not against these teams that are doing the long balls. Because once you ask them to play football, they might not be able to, and then we can hit them on the counter with the players that we've got in Hugo, it's TK or Isaac or Vert or whoever it may be, Dom. But I do think there has to be a shift in the way Liverpool are playing, similar to what Real Madrid are doing. Barcelona love to have the football and they play high, intense games with an incredibly high line. We know how exciting they are to watch. And as a result, they've took all the wind out of the sails by just letting them do what they do, but countering them, because they've got the ability to do it with Mbappe and Vinny and all the pace. The one thing that worries me, we don't have bucket loads of pacers, you know. We don't.
TK.
That's about it, mate. Frimmy, but he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Frimmy's
out for 6 weeks, by the way.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
What the hell, lad?
Hamstring.
Conor Bradley's not particularly quick. Mo Salah, love him. Not particularly a quick player. Gakpo, great player. Again, not particularly quick. That's what worries me about this Liverpool team, and that's why we're passing it around a lot as well, because it plays more to the strengths. But you can't do that in every single game. You can't. But it's Real Madrid, so I'm expecting a good game of football without a doubt.
You've got to be on it.
Yeah, we're going to do a preview for it, by the way, so don't worry about that. That'll be next.
Yeah. Big up to Jash, who said, let's go, lads. Finally starting the week in good spirits. No better feeling. Up the Reds, and big up to you both. Just a quick point on that to ask you the question and everyone at home. How well did you guys sleep on Saturday night?
So well.
Genuinely, it was one of the best sleeps I've had in this year.
Felt me, my chest and my shoulders. Like, my shoulders were lighter and my chest was open more. It wasn't so tight. It was actually genuinely wonderful to win a game.
For the last month, honestly, it's been waking up and it's going, gotta go to work and face the music. Still tired, feeling very lethargic and that. Haven't had a great sleep. Not just because Liverpool have been losing, but I do think it definitely impacts our mental health, our sleep.
100,000,000%.
Let us know, how good did you sleep on Saturday night, people? Let us know. Greg said, I didn't sleep. I got home at 8 a.m.
Wow.
That's a big night for you, lad.
One.
Jeez.
Is that Greg?
It's Big Greg in the chat, yeah.
Greg,
8 a.m. Where were you until 8 a.m, geezer? That's
a long old night, that.
But I think I went to sleep. Obviously, we were working. I got home at maybe 12:30. Went to sleep at 1:30. I was asleep till like 10:30, mate. And I very, very, very rarely said that. Glenn said, my wife said I was like a kid at Christmas going to bed Saturday night.
Oh, giddy and that.
Good lad. Christmas coming up as well now. Now that Halloween's out the way, you've seen it's all Christmas lights and songs on the radio everywhere. Big them up as always. Big up to Owar, who says, good morning. Greetings from the Heathrow Airport area of West London. The Hot Kopics chat room. Big him up. May all the big batty gal bless you with some cheeks this Monday morning, Redman, says Wezzo. Fair enough. Big up.
I prefer not to speak.
Wezzo says, the rat comes home. Yes, we'll be speaking about that. Jason says, yes, boys, rarely catch you live watching from Chester. Feel like we will show up in these big games, you know, says Jace. Glenn says, happy Monday, lads. Amazing what a win can do for your weekend up the Reds. Lads, what do you think about what worked different against Villa, or is it a case of Villa not playing to our weaknesses?
It's what I just said. It's exactly that. They're passing out from the back, which suits us. We've got a great high press when we want to press. So I expect to win this game against teams that want to play football. That's not the problem for us. We can score plenty of goals. We've got to adapt and learn how to defend long balls and long throw-ins. There's got to be a system that fits around that, because it's going to happen inevitably.
Yeah. Is it a hold that for Newcastle as well, by the way?
Absolutely. They just got smoked by West Ham, mate.
Matty Rennan, hold that.
In the mud. In the bloody mud, mate.
They were awful yesterday.
They were
one
terrible.
Of the worst Newcastle performances I've seen for
I actually
ages.
thought it was going to go the other way as well. But no, did you
Up
see
the West
Bowen?
Ham, man.
Yeah. Orange.
We like the Irons.
Yeah, we do.
Do we like the Irons more than Arsenal? We do, don't we?
I like... yeah.
Yeah.
I like... Palace is my favourite team.
In London?
Yeah.
Even though they've smoked us 3 times.
Unfortunately, yes.
See, I like West Ham.
Palace are my team in London.
They're my favourite.
I just feel like Palace celebrates street footballers, and that's what I am, so I appreciate them.
Yeah, but West Ham is like proper fans.
Yeah.
They've got the best fans in London, I think. Pick them up. LFC Miltia says, Buenos dias, felicidades para el nuevo studio. Good morning. Congratulations for the new studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out.
Gracias. Yeah.
Gilsey says, yes, lads, my little lad was born the 3rd of October. Buzzing, he's finally witnessed the Premier League win.
Oh.
He was born 1 month ago, and he's only just witnessed the win.
Fair.
Big him up, though, nonetheless, yeah? Big up Gilsey's little lad. Shout him out. A couple more chats here. Where I think we've got one from Frank. Blimey, first time I've put it on in ages, and it goes off.
Sorry,
Must have
Frank,
known
mate.
that I tuned in. Morning, lads, and chias. Somehow convinced myself we're winning the league again because we kept a clean sheet. I think it's a fair analysis.
Who
says
said that?
Greg.
Oh, Greg, nah.
Greg's convinced that
Greg,
we're going to go
lads.
and do it all again.
We're not,
now. Big him
mate.
up.
We're not going to win the league, but we can get better.
100%, man. I think Liverpool's longest winning run in the league last season was 6 games. Wasn't the 10 plus of seasons gone by? I'm pretty sure we did put together a nasty little beautiful run after we lost to Forest though last year.
Yeah, we did.
Which was
full
more than
steam
10,
ahead,
I
mate.
swear. Slept like a baby, says Josh. Gilsey said, I had no sleep because of the new boy, but was happier waking up with us winning. Yes, lad, have a good show. Catching it live whilst I'm in Dubai. Big up, Ben. Good to see one of you two on our pod, Red or Alive TV. Have a good one, fellas. Big up West Ham each and every time, says Greg. Greg's a top hater, big him up. Hello, boys. Season ticket holder here. Let's get behind the boys as much as we can. I think we're going to smash Madrid up the effing red.
This is the channel, mate. Like, we don't, like, honestly, when people get frustrated, we are not them fellas. We are reasonable human beings in our own lives. We're in our 30s and that now. Yeah, we don't shout and scream. We never once said Arne Slot out and mad like that, and neither would we. We support everybody that's got this on the chest until they haven't, and that's pretty much it. So that's what we've been trying to do. We've been trying to get the fan, well, not that we have much influence, right? The fans will do what they want. But we, as our own channel, are just been trying to encourage our viewers to support and scream and shout, because you don't get the best out of the players by berating them. You can be disappointed, and we've talked about being disappointed. But when you go that ground, you scream and shout and get behind them so that you can win. You need to build them up. That's the only way we're going to get the best out of this team. And it's also our team. We love them. That's the point of it, right? You never go to a Liverpool game thinking that you're going to lose. So go there and think you're going to win and scream like you are. That's the way I see it.
And if you want like head loss, shout and screaming, there's always the Anfield agenda. So we'll support. That's what we do. We don't do the whole manager out stuff. We get behind the team as every single Liverpool supporter should do, because that's what supporters want to do for Liverpool. But yeah, listen, massive win against Aston Villa. I think it was needed. And do you know what? I wasn't at the game. Obviously, we were doing the stream together, weren't we, in the studio? But Mario was at the game, and I spoke to him yesterday. And they were singing Arne Slot's name, which I think even at 0-0, by the way, this wasn't, we've won the game, we'll sing his
I didn't hear
song.
that because we can't hear it.
We can't hear it, obviously, the TV, the audio's off.
Belter.
But yeah, it was one of those where, the support inside the ground compared to the online fans is
Very
night
different.
and day.
Yeah.
Mario was telling me that in the Kop they were singing, his name is, he brought his number 20 and his name is Arne Slot. And then they put Life is Life by Opus on at the end, which again,
Belter.
remember I said
his
to you,
name a good touch.
I said, that's a good little move that from the club.
Do you know what? I've just got a cool little analogy. I'm seeing this Aston Villa game like an equaliser. Does that make sense? So you know when you scored the goal, but you don't celebrate it, lads. You go and pick the footy up at the back of the net, and you run to the start to the kick-off spot again to get it going. That's what this Aston Villa game is. We're not back, but if we want to be back, we have to have that intensity. Like, we've just scored an equaliser, and we're ready to go again. That's what this is.
That's why I don't think Mo necessarily overly celebrated. He kind of just grabbed
he's professional.
The ball and,
You don't listen
he didn't
to
even grab the ball. He just went, get in there, and then
you don't listen to the bad, you don't listen to the good. You focus, and that's what this team, I think, you give them the break. If we now go on to beat Real Madrid and City, which is a big, massive if, honestly, I'm not saying that we are, then Arne Slot did the right thing resting that team.
Yeah, 100%.
He did.
Big him up. Abdu says, by Liverpool standards, we cannot lose many games like 6 or 7 in a row. We're not Burnley or Cardiff City. Random shots
All United.
All United against Cardiff City. What did they do? Arsenal fan here. It's nice to see you guys smile again. You must have been cooked lately. As for AGT, hopefully you've learned how to be humble. Do you know what? It's never learning how to be humble. I back my team to win every single game. So when we don't, naturally, I
just hurt our feelings.
I will get upset by that, and I will, I will criticise the team if they need criticising, but as soon as the moaning bit is over, you just get behind the team again.
Yeah.
Like Bill Shankly said, if you can't support us when we're losing or drawing, don't support us when we're winning. It's very simple.
This is what makes football worth it. If you won every single season, you won everything all the time, believe me, it wouldn't be that fun. I promise you it wouldn't.
I mean, it would be nice if we
It
could.
would. It would be bloody lovely. Yeah?
We'd take that.
But also, you understand what I mean. We have to fight to get these trophies. That's why that was the second one in my life that we got last season, lad. The second one and the first one I ever got to celebrate, and it was beautiful in every sense of the word.
Genuinely the best day of my life, probably.
Yeah, genuinely, it was a wonderful day.
Gilsey said, couldn't have said that better, Doyle. Until that badge isn't on their chest, I'll support them until I can't anymore.
Exactly.
Big him up each and every time. Listen, as I said, we're going to do a separate preview for the Real Madrid game, and obviously a massive one for Thursday, in which the lads, I won't be, but the lads are going to be at Box Park, Liverpool, on Sunday for that one.
You're going to be at the game?
No, it's away, isn't it? So I'm actually doing something for LFC TV after
so you're not doing
the game. Potentially, I'll figure that out. Don't worry, just keep that with me.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But in terms of like the game on Tuesday night, which I am going to, and I can't wait to be inside that ground.
Mate, boss.
In my opinion, it still does remain the biggest European tie.
One of, yeah. Definitely.
Look, one of, but it's definitely one of the biggest, isn't it? In terms of we've won 6, they won 15.
Probably the biggest for us.
Yeah.
Definitely. Not in their view, right? They've got the princes, which are Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Liverpool. That's the way I see it. They're the kings.
Liverpool won more than Barca in the European Cup. We've won 6, they've won 5.
Barcelona?
Yeah.
Yeah, still. They're still a prince, right? They're still one of the best in the world at winning the Champions League. So, for me, they're the 3 princes. And every time Real Madrid plays one of them 3, it looks like it's going to be a good football match, right? They're the kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment there, because I think it's one of those games, and I've seen this fixture so many times now at Anfield. I've been away and watched Liverpool play Madrid. I think their fans are almost like they know that we are the Real Madrid of England, if you want to say it like that, in terms of trophies won.
European-wise.
Yeah, European-wise.
For sure.
Have you heard the rumour? Well, it's not actually a rumour. And AC Milan are up there as well. Big up Tom.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard the rumour that Xabi Alonso does not want to train at Anfield? So traditionally what happens is, if, let's say, for example, Real Madrid come to Anfield, they have Monday night, the night before the game, to train in our home pitch. Yeah. But he has said that he doesn't want that to happen this time, because he doesn't want to be surrounded by 200 cameras. And he explained this decision after the 4-0 win against Valencia on Saturday. He said, it's my decision because we have to prepare for the match, and we prefer to do it at our training ground in our space, so that we're not surrounded by 200 cameras.
Fair. He's trying to tactically not make sure that he doesn't release anything. So that means he's got something up his sleeve. That's what. So
they'll still come on Monday night, but that means that they won't train on the day of the game, and they won't train in the country that they're playing in at all before the game starts. Do you think that could hinder or help them in this situation?
No, it's like when you study for a test, in my opinion. When you've got a big game coming up, doesn't matter what you do the day before, you should have done all the prep beforehand. So no, I think going into it, they'll have a nice little rest. They're travelling. They're going to be tired from that anyway. They'll be recovering the strength and getting ready to go at Liverpool or Anfield, mate. And also, tactically, it sounds like he just doesn't want to give anything up. He's got something up his sleeve for us. That's what it tells me, to be quite honest with you. I'd love to beat him, though, just simply because he snubbed us as well. Like, I love Xabi Alonso, of course, but I'd love to show him this is still Liverpool and this is Anfield. So when you come here, expect a fierce battle.
And do you know what? He came to Anfield last season with Bayer Leverkusen, and we absolutely smoked him 4-0.
Yeah, we did.
So do you think that's almost in his mind as well?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe he learned from that, right? Last season when they come over and trained.
Because remember, they actually trained at the AXA. Yeah. We allowed them to train at the AXA with Bertz and Frimpong.
What went on there? Yeah. Slot with his cameras and that, mate.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Look, I mean, yes, they're Real Madrid, but it's not like they're coming with something that we've never even seen before.
I mean, they've come with the same team that they got last year, plus Trent. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and disrespect them. They're one of the best teams that I've ever played football ever. And this team in particular is still a fantastic, wonderful team with talented players that are terrifying. So,
yeah, Arne Slot is going to be facing the media at 3:15 today as well. So we'll hear.
For what?
much more about that press conference for this game.
Oh, Arne Slot, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But Real Madrid are one of the 5 sides to have won all 3 of their Champions League fixtures, and they've won 3 of their last 4 meetings with Liverpool, and one of them was in a Champions League final. I mean, this game was always going to happen, isn't it? I mean, even in Trent's interview that he did with Amazon, he even said, like, he knew that this game would pop up.
It always does. Every year we get Real Madrid. It's actually a joke.
Have the cheek to say that we're not rivals with these guys.
Who can say that there's nobody in this country, club-wise, that can say that Liverpool are not rivals with Real Madrid? They've beat us to 2 Champions League finals in the last 5 years, mate. 6 years. You're talking about? We've played them about 7 times in between. Like, they are. They're one of our European rivals.
We've played them in 3 Champions League finals.
Who else is a European rival of us?
Milan.
AC Milan, yeah.
I'd say Real Madrid and AC Milan are the top 2.
So would I.
Because of what's happened.
We've played them in multiple Champions League finals, and if your club gets the multiple Champions League finals, then you'll understand why that makes you a rival.
But if you can't relate,
then you can't.
Relate.
Like that.
I think the Real Madrid 5-2 is the first time we collapsed with a 2-goal lead. That
Robbie
was a horrible game.
shameless the other day. You know, I have to call him out
on
this one. I love Robbie. Yeah, he's a good man, but also shameless the other day.
On Friday?
He said, "Is the League Cup harder to win than the Europa League?" And honestly, I was flabbergasted because I was like, your club has won the League Cup, but it has never won a European Cup.
Bro, do you know the last time Arsenal won the League Cup?
Like 21 years ago or something as well?
No.
Mad?
Guess.
13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, okay. So, no, it was 1993, the last time Arsenal won a League Cup. So this is the thing. When Robbie starts, like, categorising trophies, it's like, well, have you actually won them, though, in recent times? Because you've never won a European Cup of note. Never a Europa League. And how many times have they been in the Europa League as well? And the Champions League. They never won that. Not won a Prem for 21 years. Not won the League Cup for 30-odd years.
Yeah.
Someone, remember that silly quote? I mean, it's a bit disrespectful to Arsenal, but it says, Arsenal talk like they're Real Madrid, but have the trophy cabinet of Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah. It's fair. I mean, they're going to win the league this year. Fair play to them. But whatever.
Oh, dear. If you lot don't win your next 2, you're absolutely finished, says SS. LFC Multia says, true 100%. I was in the Kenny Dalglish stand, and Arne Slot and the team had full support. There is a debate that the boys should have there about the hospitality tickets this year, and is worried me. Big up LFC Militia. Always jumping in the chat and being involved. Would you play against Madrid, Maka or Flo, or both? And bench Gakpo.
This is going to sound mad. I think Flo suits the Champions League better. I really do. Yeah. I think the games that are more open, teams that want to play football and win the games, and not. But on the same hand, this Champions League, for me, has just taken a lot of the jeopardy out of games. And so, like, even if we lose to Real Madrid, we can still go through in this Champions League anyway. It doesn't really feel so pressurised anymore. I think that takes some of the extra jeopardy out of the game, which is a bit disappointing, to be honest with you. So when you're saying we're finished, we won't be in the Champions League. PSG went to 19th last season and then won it. So
yeah,
that's Champions League thing. But who would we play? I think
it's an Arsenal fan that's saying that. He's trying to bait us, though.
How many Champions League have you got left there? Just quick.
I think this would be our 4th game, and there's 8 games to play. So obviously you've got Karabag at home, PSV at home still. Got to go to Inter away, which will be a tough game, and Marseille away, which Liverpool, I think is actually the toughest game on paper.
Liverpool last season came top of the Champions League table and got rewarded by playing the winners, PSG. That was so. I don't really care where we finish as long as we go through. To be
not ask me. Are we in for 90 minutes of Trent abuse? Now time's gone on, it hurts less, but seeing him in Anfield in the opposition colours will hurt, says Wezo. Listen,
he probably will get booed.
We'll speak about that in the separate match preview. I would play Wirtz tomorrow 100%.
He suits Tommy. He suits it, but then honestly, I've got this thing about our team at the moment, and it's compromises. When you put Wirtz in, you're compromising the stability of that midfield. So I do really think he has to go into a position where that is not compromised, and that can only be a 10 where he's got 2 strikers in front of him or on one of the wings. That's the way it's going to have to go for him, because right now we need that midfield. Yeah. We've seen what they did against Aston Villa. We've seen how they played against Everton. That's our best midfield. That's how we won the league. That's the league-winning midfield. So as much as I like Wirtz, you have to find a way to put him into the team that fits him instead of dropping him in and just expecting him to do a job that he's never done, because then he just gets all the bad press and it's not his fault. I want his confidence to build, but we need to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
We've got 5 years with him. We've got 5 years with this lad. We can do this and bleed him in nicely. We can do it.
Just keep your legs shut, Flo, this time, because that was horrible. This is an interesting question I'm going to put to you, Dol. Cassie says, I prefer the layout much more in the Champions League. But then Tommy says the Champions League format this season is awful. So what do you prefer, the old or the new?
The old, for sure.
Yeah.
There was a lot more jeopardy in the group stage games than there is in this league phase. Well, 100%, mate. As I said, Liverpool finished first last season and were rewarded by playing PSG in 19th. I just think it takes some of that passion and must-win energy out of the Champions League fixtures, which is exactly why we loved them. It was, you have to win, so you have to play attacking football, which always led to entertainment. And football is lacking in entertainment nowadays because of the fine margins and how close the quality is in football. So yes, some of the magic for me has been taken out of the Champions League, if I'm being honest, by this group stage.
MD says back to a 4-4-2 in the Champions League. Doco says unchanged, please, in the Champions League as well. I mean,
we're basically doing a preview, by the way. You know that?
I know. There's pluses and minuses to it, I think. The old format, you kind of knew where you stood, and there wasn't too many teams that could impact you. Now, if you've had 2 poor first games and I don't know, Karabag have won their first 2, you're kind of looking over your shoulder or looking up at Karabag, whereas in the old group stage, it would be very much a case of you just do your job and these are the teams you're playing against and you know where you stand.
I missed the group of death, you know what I mean? Like that type of stage. The reason why cup competitions are so exciting to watch, and that's why you enjoyed the World Cup and you enjoyed the Euros and the Copa America and all this stuff, is because there's jeopardy in it. You have no time to lose or draw. You have to win. So that's what makes it entertaining football. And as I said, it's very much lacking in the modern game. That's why you're seeing teams like Arsenal at the top of the league, because they don't play exciting football. They play stable football because the margins are so thin to win that they've developed this defensive monster that is the best in the world probably at defending, but it's boring and I don't want to see boringness anymore, mate. I want to see jeopardy, entertainment and football. That's what I want to see, and it's missing in this Champions League phase, league thingy, whatever it is. I missed the group stages.
Let us know. Tommy says, Doyle, spot on, lad. This Champions League format is awful. We need the old one back. It's not going to come back, mate.
No, it's not.
It's going to just get closer and closer.
Away goals were boss, lad. Away goals were excellent.
Back in the day, man. Good morning, AGT and Doyle. Greetings from sunny Trinidad and Tobago, says Robert. Would you like to become a mod, Rob? I'm going to add you as a mod because you're always in the chat. Shout him out each and every time. Big up to Cassie, who says, yeah, you still get that during the latter phases, though.
You do.
Yeah, but
you do.
it's not the same feeling.
That's fair. No, I think she's right. Or he's right. Cassie?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Because, it's exactly the same thing, right? The jeopardy is back into them because they must win. There's only 2 games. You have to win them to get through. So, yes, we get it in later stages, but the group stage was immediately, you got it straight away. Think back to the games like PSG when they played at Anfield and we won 4-3, 3-2. What was it? 3-2, wasn't it?
3-2,
Bobby Firmino doing all this. That was because of the jeopardy in the game. We had to win it. Otherwise, we could have just settled for a draw and just kicked on.
I think that was a group stage game, you know?
It was?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, the group stage games are naughty, and I missed them. So, never coming back.
I remember, we played Inter Milan in 07-08, right? And we won 2-0 at home, Gerrard and Count. And then we went away knowing that if we just score 1, they've got to score 4.
Yeah.
And Torres scored 75 minutes. You know, when Aurelio plays it in, he touches it, spins around and just smashes it bottom bins. And that feeling of knowing that the game's done. Like, we're 2-0 on aggregate, we score a third, but it counts for 2 away. They've got to come and score 4. Like, brilliant. I love that. Glenn Boylan says, Liverpool versus Real Madrid at Anfield, under the lights, no bigger game in Europe. That's what I said earlier. Old Champions League system was better. I love the traditions. Why change it if it ain't broke, says Jack.
Money. Money. That's why.
And the crybabies are coming to Anfield, says MD.
Yeah, we're going to have to deal with that. You know, that's going to be a pain watching these teams throw themselves on the floor every 2 seconds, playing a die hard, and then they'll get up and try and fight it as well at the same time as crying. So it's like just dealing with spoiled little brats here, mate, and it's going to be frustrating, and it's part of the game plan. It's who they are.
Speaking of
you
brats,
have to be able to deal with it.
Raul's going to be at the game, you know. He's in Liverpool right now.
Raul. My nemesis, mate.
He is.
Nemesis, did I get to beat him once, though, on stream?
Last year you would have, right?
Was it Raul?
2-0? Yeah, would have been. She wasn't at the game.
Joy I got from that.
Wirtz is going to play a lot more off the left when Isak is back in the team. Agree that we'll probably see more of him in the Champions League. I'd love to see him and Isak and Ekitike during AFCON.
That's where he played.
Don't forget, Mo's getting off in January for AFCON, mate.
I think that's a wonderful time to experiment with Wirtz on the wings. I really do. I think he can do a job there. For Leverkusen, he played as like a top 3 midfielders, and he'd always push up, and he'd have that little pocket of space just outside the 18-yard box where he could facilitate, make some chances, but also dribble and do his thing and have a shot. I think that's his best area on the pitch, where he can afford to lose the ball here and there, because he can't do it in centre mid. He's not a number 8. He's definitely not a number 8. He hasn't got the physicality for that, in my opinion.
100%. Big up. Abdu says, I really don't like this negative vibe. 28 games to go. How can you say that Arsenal are going to win the league? It's only 7 points. If Arsenal slip up, that's 4 points gone.
No negativity, mate. I love my team. We absolutely performed fantastically well, but I also give respect where it's due. And Arsenal's defence has only conceded three goals in about 13 games. And that, to me, looks like a title-winning team. One that's able to be resilient against the likes of Newcastle, which they've struggled against, Fulham. They got beat against Liverpool. That was a 30-yard screamer. But other than that, mate, they've conceded an open play goal, one open play goal, and that was Haaland, the best striker in the world. I've just given credit where it's due. Arsenal are fantastic at defending. They are. And in my opinion, as a result of that, the quality in defending, they'll probably win the league. I also think that they've went on to, come second in lots of leagues, and it's built a camaraderie. It's built a togetherness in the club. The vibe is feeling really nice. It's about time for them to do it. But it's not negative. I'm not saying that Liverpool can't win the league ever in this season, but just the trajectory right now shows me they're flying towards the league.
Yeah, I'm not ruling us out to win the league at all at this stage.
Yeah, I understand that.
There's no way I'm doing that after 10 games.
Yeah,
no
I get that.
Arsenal will lose some games. They haven't got the Salah we had last season to stay consistent the whole time. I think Salah's actually going to be missing the game.
Salah's Gabriel, mate.
Yeah, literally, man. But I think Salah's going to miss the game against Arsenal that we've got because he's at AFCON, which is something we need to deal with, obviously. But
Wirtz, mate. The answer is going to be Wirtz. It has to be.
Yeah.
Wirtz and Frimy. I want to see that partnership.
Yeah. Wezo says, off Kopic here. Nice.
Nice that.
But what did you make of Mamadashvili?
I think he did the job that he was asked to do. The reaction saves were decent. He was past the ball on his right side, but still made it work because he's left-footed. Done an alright job. I'm not going to say he's the best. Ali's still the best goalkeeper in our football club, but he did a job that he needed to. And the save that he made for Matty Cash's deflected shot from outside the box, absolutely fantastic. And that's why we've bought him. You can see he's got ability without a shadow of a doubt. That was excellent save.
Yeah. Frank Carlisle, hope Slot doesn't revert to his experimental system and keep the old system he used on Saturday. Big him up, Frank. Trent knows Slot's weaknesses and will love playing the villain role at Anfield, says Mark.
It is what it is. He's a footballer. He wants to win. He's a competitive man. He plays for one of the best teams in the world. Of course, he's going to want to come back and show us why he left. That makes sense to me. Of course he will.
Yeah, the 2 saves are world class, says Cassie in the chat. But listen, we're gonna wrap it up there because we're gonna do a separate Real Madrid preview for you that's gonna go out today in a few hours. So make sure you definitely watch that. A couple more chats just before we go. Jack says I miss Kelleher.
Do you think he's better than Mama?
Kelleher. Oh, it's a good question. I think they're a similar level, but I'd edge it to Kelleher, yeah.
So I think his all-round game, Kelleher's is better.
Yeah, I'd edge it to him. Let's make Raul, Trent and Vinny Jr. crying at the Shankly gate, says LFC Militia. Gilsey says, will be interesting to see how Ibu reacts to the game considering all the rumours. That's a good shout as well. How's his head going to be in this one?
It better be focused on Liverpool, mate. Also, I just want to add, if we do beat Real Madrid and we beat City,
everything changes then.
Honestly, I can't tell you how much my opinion will change. Then I'll start thinking maybe we can play into the mentality of Arsenal and try and get them to wobble somehow by just being ruthless behind them. But that's big ifs, and that's me being hopeful, and that's what I want. Don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see.
Yeah. Realistically, in the Champions League context, we don't actually have to win tomorrow, but I don't care about that. Give me a win, Liverpool, says Greg. Greg's going to be a mod as well because Greg's always in the
context of where we are right now, tomorrow is a must-win. And so is
100%. Sunday. Great show, lads. See you tomorrow. Are we getting a watch along? We're not. Where are you watching
not
the
for
game?
Real Madrid, no. I'll be in my house, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see my reactions on my programme, on my channel and stuff. We may do one for the City game. That would be lovely. We could get that together. We're both off, so we could probably do it.
We know anything that can happen. It's better to be in the front than behind. They get to enjoy that part for now, says Tim. Right, guys, season-defining week. How will we be feeling this time next week when we're sat around this very table doing the podcast next week? Hopefully ecstatic, hopefully over the moon. Shout out Tommy Evans, he says, great show, lads. Let's hope we win the next 2 games. Up the Reds, says
Thanks for
Glenn.
sticking with us with all the difficulties this
we've
morning, by the way.
had a few audio and visual difficulties.
Thank you for that.
We're back in the building and we're about to record our official match preview for the Real Madrid game tomorrow night. But smash that like button, get your comments in, people, right? I hope you've enjoyed the show. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already in what is going to be a massive week for Liverpool. So make sure you're with us for the ride, you're subscribed, and take care. All the best. Up the Reds.